Hmm. Susan. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, am I muted?
There, Win, look. Win. That's right. There she is. How'd she look to you? Uh-oh, I can't hear.
Am I unmuted?
Now you are, yeah.
Good, good, good. Hello, Win. So when is your horrible date?
Well, it was supposed to be the 20th, but now because of California, Becky Hine is sending a van to Utah, Nevada border. And so one person from Colorado is going to take all the Colorado dogs there.
So
Yeah.
that won't be you.
No, it's when I'm working, so that didn't work out.
Well, maybe that's for the better.
It was going to be a long drive just for like 18 hours to suddenly just turn her in, and there's no fanfare.
Right, right, right. I mean, maybe it's good that you're working and, you know, your mind off and all of that.
Well, I took a day off just because, gosh, I've been like sobbing like the last couple of days with the reality of it all setting up.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think it just is it's like probably symbolic, right? Come here.
And do you really, and you know, maybe, I mean, you thought she might be written off as a breeder, but you know, maybe not. I hope not. I got to let someone else in the room here.
Sure. They say she won't be a breeder, but I don't know if they know that really.
I don't know why. I mean, her brother has a heart issue and was released, Wilco.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think Wilco. He was in the prison program. Hello, Pat. There you are. Adjust your screen. She wore a party hat. That's
oh my
Leica.
God.
Hi, Leica.
Oh, I see the activities up here.
Yes, there's your dog.
Winna, 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 winna.
Oh, Judy is
winna,
coming.
winna, winna, winna.
You. Hi, Pat.
Boop, boop, boop,
Okay. Ask to unmute. Maybe. Hello, Pat. Lennox. Ask to
Hi,
unmute. How do I unmute?
win.
I think you might still be muted down there.
I think can you hear me now?
Yes, I can, and I can see you better too. I love it. Leica, you're letting that happen to you. And Lennox, you look like unicorns.
Yeah, well, actually, I don't have, Leica has a unicorn hat too, but I tried this one. I actually have one for myself, but it won't fit on my noggin.
Oh, well, I wore my very old party shirt here.
Now, who's that behind you?
That is Wendy behind me.
Look at her. How are the most recent puppies doing?
I think they're doing fine. I've only heard from one of them, but I've sent out the photo diary. I uploaded all sorts of videos to YouTube. Hello, Kate. I'll ask her to unmute.
How are you?
There you are. There you are.
We're getting the dogs in the picture.
Yeah, that is Kate with Lucy up in the Northeast segment.
Yep.
Good, good, good. And wearing a party hat too. We're just the only Win and Wendy are the only ones not all sorted out here. But I put up my banner. I found it from Raising Kids way back when. So I put that up there. Oh.
I don't know how long the party hat will last. We'll see.
Well, yeah, party hat may or may not last so long. And I think Layla is coming also. I hope so.
And I know Lori's jumping
Lucia.
on. She'll be here soon.
Okay, well, 2 people have entered the waiting room. All right.
There you go.
That means they're coming in here. I just feel like I'm sitting here at a control tower for a 747 coming in. Oh, good. Susie's coming too. There's Lucia and Susie, my puppy partner, Welper helper.
Welper helper, I like that.
Yeah. She's connecting to audio. Does that mean not visual?
Look at
Hello down there. Susanna, hello.
Susan. Wendy's got a beautiful face.
There's Susie.
This one? Yeah,
Susie.
Yeah. What
she's
a
really a looker.
beautiful face.
I see her looking a lot like her mama now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really does. Aw, and there's Lucia laying there playing with her ball.
Yes, and a little pink on.
Hello, Susie.
Hello.
There she is. I don't see Coco.
Oh, she's sitting in front of the heater.
Smart dog. It's not that cold out though. Alrighty, what time is it? It's 11:32. Maybe we'll just start talking, and when Layla comes, if Layla comes, she'll come. Layla was in the prison program, and now she is on, I don't know, furlough or ending the prison program. I don't know. But she has been sprung and now being back with her finisher, who is Jenna. So if Jenna comes in, you'll know who she is. All righty. What should we talk about?
Hi, Susie.
Let us start with Lucy. Where's Lucy? There's Lucy. Lucy, what's happening with you?
Nice hat.
Everybody's wearing party hats, but
Yeah. She's doing awesome. She's great. We have been to 0 classes. We've really never, she's with me all the time. So she's been to very few stores, and but her commands are fabulous. She's such a motivated learner. But so I think she's going to do great.
I thought you were having some in-person classes.
No, nothing.
Mm.
Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
we had a few, but closed down again quick.
Yeah,
So you're going to the online ones and
yeah.
I am.
I haven't because it conflicts with my work schedule, but she's right on point with all her commands, and
that's good.
she's fine when people come over, so she's not
Good.
excitable, and she's appropriate. Sitting on the couch on your birthday, but so what? We only have them for one birthday, right? They can do whatever they want.
Well, I've also heard they never flunk out just because they know how to be on a couch or a bed.
Yeah. My cousin has a service dog from CCI, and that's exactly where Izzy is. He's on the couch all day. So
When
But,
they
yeah,
spring
she's
into action, they spring.
Yep. she's so lovable. She's so, I don't know, she's very attached to me and follows me wherever I go, and she's just doing great.
Good.
I'm already dreading August. Here it is,
So
January.
you've heard it is August.
Oh, I can't even think about it.
Well, Win up there with Susan Ryan, she's next month, so
Oh,
she
This
feels
is the
you-
worst part. It's the
Yeah,
worst
sure
part
it
of
is.
puppy raising. Yep.
Yep, but we don't know what happens. So, you might get them back. You might have a graduate near you or something. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's win-win. You gotta, well, win, yes.
Yeah,
Win-win
win-win.
situation.
I have Brindley right now. She's in Florida for hearing dog training.
Oh, good. That's
So I'm
the dog right before Lucy.
Was
Yeah,
Brindley-
they were together for a
Brindley.
few months, and so yeah, that's interesting.
was she
getting
part
those
of Brenna's litter?
No, Kathy Shoemaker, Kathy Lawson. Petal is her mother, Brindley's mother, Petal.
I don't
So
know.
she is in hearing dog training
'Cause-
already. She must have
'cause I
been
had a
really
bee pup.
exuberant.
She just got picked to be a breeder, so I was wondering if they were in the same litter.
Oh,
So, yeah, her birthday's July 25th of 2018, I think. Oh, yeah.
okay. Huh. Well, good. I hope she makes it through. She might be in a little longer if it's hearing dog.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yep, she went down in November. So that's interesting. It's a whole new area for me. So I can't wait to get the puppy report next week.
Cool. Cool.
But
hat. Tell us about Leica.
Well, I wish I could say the same as Kate. Tommy and I live a very quiet life, and my biggest problem, which I will be working on between now and turn in, is excited greetings. She just loves everybody. She doesn't get a chance to see enough people. I'm sure, Kate's kids and stuff bring people others. We just don't see anybody. The few neighbors, she has several favorites in the neighborhood. They call the Princess of Palmer Road here. She started her adult food today.
Oh,
Just
what year?
first day, so a little quarter of a cup, but she thought it was okay. It is a win-win situation. I guess I feel, I'll feel bad if I'll be glad to have her back if she flunks out. There are days when I think, oh, she's going to do great. And then she'll do some behavior and I think, oh God, they'll throw you out like so fast. But, she's a good girl.
Well, I'm glad you'll take her back. I was worried about you for a little while there.
Oh, we had a rough start.
Yeah.
But I go to a lot of the online classes. As a new puppy raiser, you really need it. And I've learned so much, but I'm hearing things that I wish I had known back in the day. I felt very, of course, that's when COVID first came on.
Oh yeah, you were.
And all that stuff. But I hear people. There was a lady on out of Ohio the other day that said she's raised 20 puppies, and the puppy she has right now, she doesn't know what to do with. So it can happen at any phase.
Yeah.
But when Leica got her full teeth, she turned into a different animal altogether and started really listening to commands and stuff. She does pivot on a pan, and I never thought I'd see that day because I thought that was kind of a hard task, but she's learned to do it. But I don't think she'd ever do it if there was somebody in the room besides us, because she just would loses her nut when she sees somebody else.
That's a new command. I've never heard of it.
Well, it's supposed to help them with rear end awareness and stuff.
Well, we could all use
There's
that.
no command. You just kind of lure them through it.
Huh. And can she speak?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, her mama won't.
Win still won't either.
Oh, and great grandma can't. Grandma can't.
Oh, no, this one she can. Does
Windy?
Lucy, does Lucy bark? Does Lucy
Yep.
speak? Yeah.
Yeah, she speaks.
My dad's go down to $7.20 a month.
Barking and
Those
speaking are
two
different.
girls play together.
Yeah.
They love each other.
Oh, that's good. It's good you guys get to see each other.
It is. It is.
Hello, Lori.
Hey, Lori.
Everybody, happy birthday, puppies. Late.
Lennox is sitting over there with Judy, falling asleep. She's bored
Yeah.
silly.
She's
Wake
had
up, happy birthday.
she's had a busy morning. She's conked out. This is the first time all morning she's rested. She's doing great. She makes us laugh every single day. She's just got a sweet, endearing personality, and her commands are perfect in the house when nobody else is around and there's no distractions. But we're working. Lori and we've had the benefit of having some outdoor classes.
Good.
In different parks and so forth. And so that's been so helpful to get her, because that is probably her most challenging personality quirk, is she's really distracted by other dogs.
Yeah.
And gotten into quite the whining pattern. So we're working really hard. And then when Lori and I trade, that's a challenge also. So we're working through some of those things and hoping by the time she turns in, she's calm as can be.
So she's excitable when you first switch over?
Yeah, she has a place in her heart for Lori that is like she can't control it. Her whole little body shakes and quivers. She's so excited to see her each time. And so we have to work through that, and she does that with other dogs. I had her out yesterday at a 22-month-old getting ready to turn in next month at her home. And it took a long time for us to even be able to get in the house because she was so excited. So, you know, it's just all challenges for us to work through and to learn and grow from, for sure.
Is she not excited to see you when you pick her up?
Not as excited, but she's excited for me in the morning. You know, Bill gets up with her first and takes her out for her first walk. And when I come in, it's the same kind of thing. She just shakes and quivers and she's very excitable, but she calms down right away. So just a pattern we're trying to extinguish.
Well, I must say her mother is Wendy's a little reactive when I walk around, and she sees other dogs come by and she's getting, you know, her ears go up and she starts to, you know, pull, and it's like, you can't do that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Lennox, we live in a neighborhood and a lot of people have dogs, and we have a nature trail we can walk her on, and she's curious about those dogs, and sometimes they distract her, but not like her CCI puppy friends. She seems to know the difference or sense the difference somehow. And so, but it's good. I'm so grateful for the classes that we can expose her to all that.
And hopefully things will get better and there'll be more, you know, the
Yes.
outside in-person ones. It's got to change soon. So
Yeah, hopefully.
that
Getting
would
those
be great.
vaccines. Bill just got his yesterday.
Yay! I'm supposed to get one next week, so
Good.
good. Lucia, there she is.
Hi, Lucia.
Happy birthday, everyone. She has a little sign for the L litter.
Aw, for the event.
Um,
How's Lucia doing?
she's doing really well. I mean, one thing I was wondering how she would be around the Christmas tree, and she's been wonderful. So that was very positive. I think there was just one ornament that accidentally slipped off when she walked by. So
Accidentally, of course.
yes, yes. And she's been, you know, doing some new experiences just as much, you know, with the current situation. We've taken her to the beach a couple times. She went Christmas tree shopping. Actually, I think 2 or 3 times to the beach, but she's again not getting the socialization. But when we have been able to take her out, seems, you know, not having an experience with another puppy. She seems fairly attentive, but I don't have anything to base that on.
She doesn't, she just likes to look at other dogs, but not, she doesn't want to like pull after them.
Oh, well,
She's
that's
very
good.
funny like that. She just likes to observe them, especially golden retrievers and Labradors.
They seem to know their own kind, don't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes the color can throw them off. I remember being at the CCI park with, I think, Clue, and she saw a standard poodle, you know, black and white, and it was like, what to think, you know? And little dogs kind of going crazy with. So Lucia did go through a heat cycle, right?
Yeah, and we're kind of watching her.
I think she
again.
might
I don't know. I don't know if she's getting close to another one or not, but
It did little person.
Don't say that.
oh, Lori, I'll keep
Don't
you.
say
Don't want to go
that.
to another one. So what's happened to her vulva? Can I ask that personal
Well,
question?
I don't know. I mean, it looks normal to me, but I don't
Oh,
know.
that's good.
I haven't taken her, you know, back in for a checkup yet, and that's a question I had.
Okay.
The vet has her scheduled for a March checkup, but I don't know if we're supposed to take them in at a year or. So I guess I'll ask Becky that,
Guess you'll find out.
unless you know, Lori. So.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, but she doesn't, she always keeps the area tidy and we haven't had any issues. So
Good.
not being a professional, I'm not sure, you know, if it's,
She doesn't like to bark.
oh, and she,
Doesn't like-
yeah, is not one that is, she looks at us very confused when we're trying to get her to speak. But I felt a little bit less nervous about that when attending puppy class, I think last week or a week or so ago, when they said, don't let that stress you out if they don't. So
You should get the whole
hoping
family
a
to like
professional
bark
might
at
be
her.
able to do it a little bit.
What, Lori?
We try that. She looks at us like we're crazy.
Oh, I was saying she should get the whole family to bark at Lucia, and then maybe Lucia will join in and start barking too.
She might let you teach her because she likes you so much. So.
Also about the 1-year visit, I think that they don't have to go in for a 1-year check unless something's wrong. And then you just take them for all their vaccines. And then before we turn them in, I think they need to go for a well pet visit just to get some paperwork signed off.
Okay, good to know.
But you should double check.
It's a long way away for most of us, but I heard something the other night about a matriculation report. What's that like?
Nothing.
Nothing?
It's a questionnaire that you fill out before you turn them in, and just asking a lot of questions about how they react with other dogs, people. You know, it's
Just standard, just a
it's
standard report.
not
It's a little bit more detailed than the
Yeah,
monthly
monthly,
report, that's
yeah.
all. Yeah.
And they want to know if you're going to want them back. You have to decide that before turning.
Hopefully you all do.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was interesting with this last batch of puppies. We had a 5-week virtual, I don't know, look-see. I think she was or had been a vet assistant down there. And so each puppy I was holding up and they were looking at, and of the 5, they found 3 of them that had narrow unders, they called it. And so their bottom canines were extracted before they were flown out, which was kind of a shock to me, although I look at Clue and I see she does probably have the same problem. Wendy doesn't. Wendy has nice teeth. But yeah, so the 3 of them, I don't know if that kind of changed where they were going. They were all flown out by private pilots to Florida area. And I have contact with just 1 of the 5 so far. Susan, tell Valentino to contact me.
Oh, I will. She's posting pictures and she's on Instagram.
I don't
It's valentino.cci, but I did see some pictures in the snow. I sent you those.
Yeah, I saw that. That was cute.
He's so cute and white.
It hurt to see our little puppy out there in the cold.
It's not- they
tell
have
you, this Lucy loves the snow.
Really.
When it snows, she cries to go out. I can't get her in.
Yeah. Wynn's the same way. She loves it.
Loves it.
Just to frolic in it, or they have to have it snowing on them?
No,
Both.
they like they burrow their nose in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lincoln does too.
Loves it.
Crazy dogs.
Yeah, our California gals like the snow.
I've gotten some sort of a report back from CCI. One interesting thing I wanted to say was that last year, 2020, nationwide, they placed 362 teams, graduates, and that was only 5 less than in 2019.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, in spite of everything that went on,
Yeah.
only 5 less. So the mission is still going forward.
Yeah.
And that's
I
what
was,
we want.
I was surprised at how different your newest litter looked. I mean, I know they have a different daddy, but they all looked so much different than this little litter.
Very white.
Yeah, very
Lab-
white and much, I think, more Labrador looking. A lot of people think Lennox is a golden. So it was interesting how all those genes came out.
Well, your litter is all half golden.
Right, right.
So yeah, they should have looked a little more labby looking.
Yeah.
But yeah, the color of 2 of them at least were quite white. At birth, the first one was very, very white, and then the others seemed to get a little lighter, some of them. So yeah, there's a different look. I do like the yellow puppies though.
Oh, they're so sweet.
So I'm glad she didn't have to breed with a black male. You never know then. If it's
Hey.
Well, if it's a pure, I know you got one, but if it's a pure black male with black, then all the puppies are gonna be black, so. you
So if
know.
it's a black lab, then they had to have had a black parents as well. So they're black.
Well, no, it could be black, it could be a yellow parent that, one yellow parent and one black. It's kind of like Mendel's peas. So
Yeah.
you can have black, and then yellow is always yellow because it's the recessive gene. So then you
Okay.
can have the two, say if you had four, there would be two of them that would be black, yellow.
I'm
Okay.
having flashbacks.
I've never had a black breed with my yellow females, but I've had a black, yellow. So then we got some of each, which was kind
That'd be fun.
of fun. Susan, do you want to say anything about Win?
Oh, hey, Win. Here, jump. Here, up. Well, she's been a great pandemic pup for me to have with. She's gone to work every day, so she's not missed a beat with work, but we have missed classes. So she's part of that group that's turning in that doesn't get much class exposure.
Yeah.
But they've figured it out. And actually, my friends that are trainers up in Northwest said that it's not really impacting them as long as they've got 10 good solid commands and they're socialized, they do great. They're not having any real problems.
Even with distractibility, with the being around other dogs suddenly?
Well, they're still having great success. So, my friend Emily there said that they really said, just turn the dog in alive. That's really all we need.
Dad,
It made me feel a lot better.
I told you.
No.
It made me feel better because there's some things Win does that I just can't stop. Like when she goes into her heel position, it's with all 4 feet coming off the ground. She hops. And she does that when she goes to her side position. So she's like really enthusiastic and like a billy goat. But they're fine with it. She's an enthusiastic learner. I think she'll do great. I kind of hope she becomes a PTSD or a hearing dog just with her energy. But yeah, she's my 3rd now that I've done. Mama, then this one. And then I had a little one that just became another breeder. So I don't know. It's a hard process. God bless us all for doing it.
Yeah.
Susan, are you signed up to get another puppy?
I'm not yet, which I keep wondering what's delaying me. I would want probably to do another one of Wendy's if she got another lab mix, because I'm definitely into the labs. I want to do one, but it honestly is really hard at work.
Yeah,
It's just been such I think the fact that Win was already present when all this went on, because man, she couldn't leave the department and we just had to be so much more careful with her and exposures. Now we know it's not such a big deal. Like she's probably not going to be a carrier or anything, but it's exhausting. And I'm going to be 60 and I don't know how much longer I can handle working. This has been a hard year.
Oh gosh, bless all of you.
What do you do with them when you first get them? Do you bring them to work as an 8-week-old puppy?
No, I wait till they're fully vaccinated, and I'm not sure what that is, like
16 weeks.
16? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when she would get to come in.
Well, housebroken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a little hard because then I have to have a dog sitter here all day, pretty much. Like leaves her in the kennel, takes her out into the backyard.
Like Susie.
Yeah.
Like my Susie does for puppies and the dogs. Yeah, I couldn't do this without Susie.
But she's so good. She can sit in her dog bed and I can go off and greet an ambulance and she just sits there in her bed until we say release. She's got favorite nurses, favorite police. Lots of police come just to see her. She sometimes will, like if we just let her do whatever she wants, she'll wander and sit right in front of the police and paramedic break room. And she just waits till somebody opens the door and then she trots in. It's really cute. We'll watch her and it's right by the ambulance bay door. And so they are motion activated and she has no interest in going outside. She's like, somebody let me in here. There's a lot of people that pet me in there.
She's already a service dog then, really.
She really
It kind of is a facility dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she has
Yep.
been.
yeah, she's been remarkable. She's got good genes.
Yeah.
you-
yes.
Have you been able to take her into any of the patient rooms or not at all?
I do take her into patient rooms in the ER. We've gone back up now to the labor deck because they're really meticulous about everybody's swabbed before they get to be up there. So we go up and visit the nurses there still, but she doesn't go into any other departments just because of COVID still. But in the ER, she, again, like sometimes we'll let her just be off her leash and she'll wander to sit with the nurses. She'll occasionally, which I don't, like her just to have done this, but we've actually found her occasionally on some patient's bed that she just needed to be there. And it was really touching because of all the people in the ER that she was drawn to their room. It's interesting. We've got pictures with her with some pretty famous people that they wanted to get a picture with her because they'd seen her picture that went viral and they wanted a picture of that. It's really sweet to see.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.
Well, I'm still crossing my fingers for her to be a breeder. So,
So that I'll move up there.
yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it. And, I'd be willing to do her litters. No, I couldn't keep her all the time, but I could do her litters until you
Oh,
get.
that's what somebody just told me, that Brenna, the woman, is a more of a breeder person. So she's got a breeder helper who's going to be, the dog lives with her the whole time and then comes just for the whelping.
Right. And
So I
that's
would do that with you.
That's what I originally wanted with Wendy, but then we kind of fell in love and I wanted to be in the power seat so I can get her back to you. So that's why I didn't do that.
Well, if that was an option, I would definitely do the sharing because I'm a little intimidated by the whelping part.
Oh my God, me too.
You move here and we'll take care of that. So.
All right, we got a deal.
All right. It's saying we have like 8 minutes. What shall we do? Oh, I want to show you something. We had kind of a sterile turn-in with the V puppies. Didn't get to go in the puppy room, didn't have any of that. It was all in the car and, they just kind of came out with their laundry tub and took them away and that was that. But then they made this for me, which is kind of sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I can imagine what they went through trying to get those puppy paws on there. Maybe they did it in pencil first and then drew it in with paint so they didn't have all these going on. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cute of them.
Very sweet.
So it's different for all of us, certainly with this.
Yeah.
And I was just glad that Wendy came into heat on her own without having to wait forever, because it's taken a little inducement being put with another female in heat for the other 2 litters that she had. And she really wasn't far off track, only a couple of weeks. So she done her part.
Darcy, when you said that they were pretty much on track with how many teams they've graduated, how about because they had to halt the puppy breeding, how far behind are they on that?
That I don't know. They said, did they say how many puppies? No, they said in 2020. They only said that this was on the aviation thing. 267 puppies went by 12 volunteer pilots in private planes, kind of all over the place. They made 68 flights in 2020. And that was the first year that they had done anything like that. Last year, let's see, currently, 266 puppies are being raised in Northwest. They didn't say how many puppies were, no, they didn't say. They just said 168 puppies were in Northwest in 2020. So that's not our total number of puppies. They're not telling us that yet, I guess. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But
They had halted it for 3 months.
behind. What'd you say?
They were halted for 3 months, so that's probably a fairly big shortage.
But if puppies, they weren't, if they were coming into heat, I think they were still maybe trying to breed.
No, they skipped three people I knew that had breeders. They let them pass on those heats.
Let them pass or made them pass? Because
Maybe.
some people, I could have opted out on Wendy and said, no, we're going to skip. So they were
They
asking
made
all of
those
us.
earlier ones pass, but I think by the time Wendy was going back, it was an option. If
Up again.
Yeah.
because like
I
the
think
the
the
pirate
team
pilots.
training takes so much longer. They can't do as many clients because of the social distancing, where before, I don't know what the standard size team training class was, but I don't think they can do as big classes anymore because of COVID.
That's
I know Northeast Pat has got a big one starting. I was really surprised the amount of puppies they showed in Northeast team
Is
training.
that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
and
We
they're
just had some people here in Northeast turn in and they said it was very sterile. They just took the dog. That was
it.
That's
Yeah.
too bad. That's
Get
too
half
bad you're
hour.
not celebrated for the heroes you all are for raising these pups.
And we've had new puppies come in and you really don't even know about your puppy until the day of.
I know, I hate that part.
Yeah. I know the team training, they're doing a lot of online stuff before they even come to class. So they're better prepared. It doesn't take them as much time to do things, but the classes are a lot smaller. That's true. But they're managing, if they had only 5 less last year, they're doing something right.
That's because they're, instead of just having 4 graduations, they're having classes like a graduation every 2-3 weeks. It's like
Rolling.
constantly streaming. And I know that the trainers are pretty exhausted because it's not the big thing and then they all have a break and then it builds up. They're just like go into another class and another.
Puppies
They've
are
been-
graduating, puppies are matriculating. It's a constant.
Yeah, they've been really remarkable too at their commitment to this mission.
Yeah.
Finley's trainer drove her to Florida. I can't believe that. She drove from New York to Florida. She drove 4 puppies.
Oh my.
So on top of all that, she's doing a road trip.
Hey, were you
I
saying
like the
that
party hat staying.
they're all staying on? Hey, were you saying that your puppy turns in for Lucy turns in for sure in August?
August is what the date I have. Yeah.
So I don't have a date, but the month.
No, that's what it might change.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah.
I'm hoping.
But I think they're trying to get back on schedule though. I mean, they're doing February and May.
Yeah. So
I think out here, a lot of our dogs are turning in a lot older. They're like staggered by about 3 months.
So
I turned my last one in at 23 months.
Oh.
Yeah.
So Lennox and Lucia don't have months to turn in?
Well, I mean, I think originally they were all scheduled for the August age-wise, but I think we're still backed up, I believe, out here.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard someone that was just supposed to turn in, they got pushed back another 3 months again.
Yeah.
So we're definitely not on time with anything. Our puppy raiser card says it's good till August 1st, and usually they make it good for past the turn-in date. So I was wondering if actually we're supposed to be slated to turn in a little bit earlier, but
no.
News is good news, right?
Yeah.
I think the regions are very, very different though, because like I know out here in the Northeast, we had a big gap where no puppies were coming east.
No.
So I think that they may, they don't have the backup that Judy was talking about.
Yeah, because you guys couldn't get the pilots going there initially. That took a little bit longer to get pilots to fly that far.
Right. We did just have a private pilot come out though. He went to Denver.
Yeah.
Then he went, I forgot one other city in Connecticut. So he and his
That's
daughter.
the one Valentino was on.
This,
couple weeks ago.
our meeting
he went to
end
Albuquerque.
in less than a minute. So if we get cut off, that's why.
Okay.
Just so you know. Yeah, I was glad Valentino and the other got taken off immediately when they did.
It's so much less stressful for these pups. They're trying to keep this going as a permanent thing because it's so much better than the time that when little Win came out, she had to be delivered down to San Francisco 2 hours before the flight. So that was a couple hours driving down and then sitting on the flight. And, you know, that's a long time for a little pup to be in a crate.
It is. It is. So it's much better now. And in case we do get cut off any minute, which we will. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Darcy.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
organizing
Birthday.
this.
Birthday.
Good to see
Happy
everybody.
birthday.
Happy
puppies.
birthday.
Happy, say happy birthday.
Wait,